Molweni Betuna and welcome to Conversations with Z. Igama lami ndinguZinhle Limba. Thank you so much for joining me on today's conversation. This is me welcoming the month of August, and in South Africa the month of August is the month where we celebrate women. It is the Women's Month. We celebrate the women that marched to union buildings in Pretoria on the 9th of August 1956. Those women were fighting against the apartheid regime, which tried to confine them, which limited or tightened the movement of Black women within South Africa. Now, those women decided that it is not going to happen in their time. So it took about 20,000 women to actually sign a petition and fight for their liberation, fight for their political rights, fight to be heard and to be seen. Now, in 2021, I believe that women are free politically and we have the same rights as men. However, due to socialization, women are still confined. We're actually confined in our... We're mentally confined. Socialization has made us very much confined. We're very limited. I was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends about how as women we walk around carrying shame. So that creates so many insecurities. You guys may be wondering, what am I talking about? Now, as girls growing up, we are perceived, we are made to believe that we are these pure beings, that we are these beautiful beings, that we are these perfect beings. And because of those standards set, women are held at a high regard, not really at a high regard, but we are held at a pedestal, right? And when we show signs of impurity, when we show signs of imperfection, when we are not meeting the beauty standards, then we are made to feel a certain way. So this is me on this video saying that we need to be kinder to ourselves. We need to be more gentle to ourselves. I have listed a quite number of things that I want us to talk about, right? Or I've listed things that sometimes makes me as uZinhle feel confined to be myself, things that make me insecure, right? So as you know, like, I'm not only going to speak on my behalf, right? I'm just going to speak in general about things that women actually find confinement in. Let's take, for example, a failed relationship, right? Umjolo. Masithi ke bendijola with whoever, and the relationship is not working for whatever reason. And once that relationship stops working and then we break up, the assumption is that as a woman I failed. It could be that I failed to make the guy happy or ndiyabanda. So I now need to walk around carrying the shame of a failed relationship. Now, because of that, so many women stay in toxic relationships simply because they don't wanna face the shame. They don't wanna carry the shame of a failed relationship. Women stay in unhealthy marriages simply because I don't want to carry the shame of a failed marriage. It's almost as if, yes, we're free politically, but mentally we are not free. Someone could say you can just easily walk away from a failed relationship, or you can easily walk away from a failed marriage or a marriage that's not working. But the judgment that you get when you do actually walk away is the reason why people don't walk away, because they would rather sit in a situation that's not working for them, right, compared to actually carrying the shame of that not working out. Let's talk about the shame that we carry when it comes to sex. Women are perceived to be these people that are not sensual beings, as if we don't want to have sex or we don't have the liberty to initiate sex, right? So now if someone is someone that actually enjoys having sex, if someone maybe wants to try out different things with different partners, then they are labeled as whole. Yet when it comes to men, they actually very much encouraged to explore and to try out new things and to try out new girls, right? But Tina, we don't have that liberty. So now you part of the reason why sometimes you stay in these relationships that don't work, because it's like you don't wanna go stop this relationship and start a new one because you're thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna be sleeping with someone else. So you rather have the dick that you know than numerous ones, right? And that's just not healthy. That shows the level of confinement. We are imprisoned in our own heads. And I'm not saying these standards are set by men, but I'm just saying socialization in general makes us, it takes away the liberty of us wanting to be explorative when it comes to sex or sexuality. Like, let's say if you, for example, you dating a certain guy, and maybe this guy is very soft and very gentle, and when you're like, no, I want to be choked, I want to be done 1, 2, and 3, because like you like, I'm not supposed to be in control. For some reason, when it comes to sex, we need to be led. We can't lead. And that affects the relationships that we are in as well, because we limited when it comes to expressing love. If you are a woman and you want to spoil your guy, you constantly maybe buy him gifts, you give him money. There's a negative connotation that the society labels you as, because they're like, we are bad, shushu. Can't it's your love language. You generally want to do that for someone. You're not doing that just for guys, but you're doing that for your family and your friends as well. But when it comes to your relationships, you are confined. You understand? Do you guys now get it, that in the situations that we find ourselves in, we may not realize, but we're not really liberated. And the first thing that we need to do is to liberate the mind, right? So this is my whole point. And I want to touch base also on fertility or the reproductive part, where if you are not, I'm at an age where I'm 27, right? And I'm at an age where people are asking me, when do you intend on having kids? Because my biological clock is ticking, right? And I'm not in a position mentally, I'm not in a position financially to have a baby. And these people keep on asking this in questions, and some of them start insinuating that you can't conceive. And that also feeds on your insecurity, because now you are kind of put in a position where you want to test if you can actually conceive, right? So now all of a sudden I want to base my decisions on other people's beliefs, because you're like, what if I don't conceive, Nyan? We understand that. So now women end up having babies before they're actually ready to have them, simply because the society has an influence, or like in how we think. Even with women that do actually have kids or babies, they wonder, if I'm going to be in a new relationship and I have these kids, how is this guy gonna treat my kids? You understand that? Sometimes other women, because they've had babies at an early age, they doubt their worth. They don't know when the right time is to introduce the baby to the person. Abanye abantu, the guy doesn't mind. But when, because you feel like you damage goods because you already have kids, especially if you have 2 or 3 and the guy doesn't have any child. So you're like, oh, I'm not worthy of his love. Is he even capable of loving me when I have kids? These are the conversations that we as women have. And I wish we can reach a point where we can just be ourselves. There's women that walk around carrying the shame of having an abortion. And the man that impregnated the woman does not carry that shame. There's women that have been sexually molested, sexually abused, raped, gang raped, and they walk around with that shame, not being able to share that experience, because there is going to be some sort of judgment based on the experience that they have. And that time you did not even ask to be raped, you did not even ask to be sexually abused. We understand. And this judgment doesn't only come from men, it comes from women, it comes from the society as a whole. There's women that are, or like there's women that are now homosexual, but because they have kids, they walk around with the shame of, oh my gosh, the mere fact that I have a child means that I've been with a guy and now I'm not lesbian enough. Uyabona? So this video is just based on, you know, ingase siphile inyani yethu. Let's get rid of the purity standard that was set when we were younger, because as girls we've been groomed to preserve our virginity for the perfect guy. And does that then mean the minute you break your virginity you're no longer pure? What is purity? I think now it's time that we set our standards on our own and find what works for us, and what works for me might work differently for you, even though we're both women. I am all for rejecting the idea of perfection, rejecting the idea of purity. I am all for embracing our experiences, even though they're bad or good, but they have a contribution into the woman that we are today. If we embrace our experiences, we then get to understand that it is those experiences that have molded us into the woman that we are today. Then it gives us the liberty to own our truth. It gives us the liberty to be free. You know, because we are confined even when we become successful. Because the minute you're educated and successful and you have your own things going on, the question then becomes, who's going to marry you? Because you're very independent. The minute you have an opinion, the minute you have views, the minute you are intellectual and you're challenging people, then you're too opinionated, who's going to marry you? So we need to move away from this thing of doing things for men or fitting into a society, and embrace who we truly are. Because in embracing our truth, we get closer to the purpose that God has called us for. The minute we embrace our truth, then we show up as our true selves. And we know what we read when it comes to the law of attraction. The more you become yourself and you know who you are, the more the things that are meant for you gravitate towards you. Sometimes it gifts to come to you, but those gifts don't really come to you because they don't recognize you, because you're someone that you're not meant to be. So I'm saying, let's live our truth, own ourselves, and be the woman that we're destined to be. So this month I am planning to invite different women in my channel, right, to speak about their life experiences, to share their journey. I've asked quite a number of them, and if they do agree, you'll see the videos. For now, I've just shot one. So moving forward, I'm gonna share ezabanye, but if those women unfortunately don't agree to actually filming or shooting their experiences, then I'll share my experiences. I'll share 2 story times, and then I'll do a book review by Chimamanda where she speaks about we should all be feminist, ne? Yeah, just to celebrate women. So in a nutshell, I just want to say, let's be kinder to ourselves. And she was like, yo, yakufanela, you short hair, I short hair. She means no hair at all, but it's that little thing that she said that actually made my whole day. So yeah, anyways, please leave on the comment section like into that you walk around carrying shame about, or what you think we should do to free ourselves. Any feedback that you have, any comment will be appreciated. Please do interact with me. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. And I would appreciate if you'd share the video. And you have a great day further. And happy Women's Month. Bye-bye.